Shalom.
Yes, welcome guys. Welcome, shalom, shalom. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you leave your comments because we are just gonna get right into it, right?
Yeah, it's a
'Cause it's a
beautiful
blessing.
day.
It's a beautiful day. It's a
It
sunny day,
really is.
as you guys see. Um, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
That African sun hit different.
It
It's
hit
like you
different.
get
I'm
all your
telling
vitamin
you.
D and you're just like,
Oh, it hit different. Look, this is your idea.
yeah, it
I'm
feels
over here
good.
like, oh, whew,
Well, you know
hallelujah.
me. I like to be on the roof. Just let me just soak up all the vitamin D. And y'all, vitamin D is important in these days where
Oh
everybody's,
yeah,
being diagnosed with different things. Get your vitamin D because that is
that's
the
the best
foundation of
medicine.
your immune system.
Yeah, the best medicine. So, in this video, we're gonna be talking about the five. Um, what? How'd you put it? The five.
Well, they're going to learn the top 5 things they need to do after
Mm-hmm,
landing in Africa. So this is a person that probably already has their plane
mm-hmm.
ticket and they're just like, okay, when I get off the plane, what exactly should I do? But before we talk about that,
Yeah.
y'all need to know it's August 1st and it is our 5th baby's birthday. She's 1.
Yes. Fifth baby's birthday. Our second African baby.
Mm-hmm.
Our second home birth unassisted baby.
Yeah.
So hallelujah for that. All praises to the
Hallelujah.
Most High. Um, this time last year, you was feeling like you about to have a baby.
Yeah, I was like, babe, I think I'm going into labor. And you were
Today,
just like,
it's like, okay, let
are you
me
sure?
get this
Because I've
pool.
been saying that every week for the past
Yeah,
3 weeks.
right. I'm like, you sure? Because I don't want to fill up the pool again and then have to dump it out. Yeah, but this was a time like literally this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
1
because
p.m.,
exactly because she came around like 7:38,
9.
9. Yeah,
Yeah, like 9:04.
yeah.
Ooh, that
So,
was, man, that, you just thank the Most High for his deliverance, y'all.
hmm
Baby number 5, look, when you get pregnant multiple times, the labors do not get easier. They get more painful, actually. And so I just thank the Most High for deliverance, even up to that time of having at 8 months pregnant, having, what do they call it? They didn't even diagnose at that time. At that point, it was just going into early labor, where the
mm,
doctor in this small city in Tanzania, in Tanga, Tanzania, shout out to Dr. Joseph, he's great, by the way. But the doctor at that time, when I told him that, hey, I'm having these contractions and it happened just like in a span of 3 hours, he's doing the examination, whatever, and he's like, yeah, the baby feels like the baby wants to come today, but the baby can't come that fast. So
that
I
early. Yeah.
can't. And they said that they don't have capabilities in that small city. Like if the baby comes when you're 8 months pregnant in that small city, they'd have to be in the NICU. There was no NICU there. The closest NICU, neonatal ICU unit was in Dar es Salaam, which was 6 hours away.
Yeah.
So we were thinking, we were like, should we like go to Dar es Salaam? Like, what should we do? But the Most High was literally like, trust me, focus, get all the distractions out the way. And it's so interesting because before that, before I was pregnant, I had a dream that we were walking through the wilderness and there was a doctor that came up to us, and we had one of our dogs with us because we used to have dogs in Tanzania. And the dogs like protected us and got the doctor and made the path straight. And we were walking the path alone, just you and I, and that's how it
Yeah.
panned out.
Yeah. So if just from that, just from you saying that, man, you guys got to listen to that because that's literally what it is. You really have to trust the Most High in whatever situation, no matter how it looks. You just really got to put your faith and trust in Him and know everything's going to be okay. And He's going to make this path straight. Like really, He's going to clear this path out and make it straight for you. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Because imagine if you just freak out. If you freak out when the Most High is trying to get his glory on something,
hmm
then it just messes up everything for him and you. Because he's trying to bring you through the deliverance, have a beautiful testimony, but you just need to trust him 100% through the whole thing. Even in labor, it was a
hmm
struggle, okay? Because you had the pool and everything. We had all the stuff we needed. We had a nanny because in Tanzania, it's regular in that culture to have what's called a dada
Tiana,
wakazi, a house nanny to help you.
no, get
And
down,
so, literally,
get out.
as I'm in labor,
No,
I'm in the pool, laboring and all
you
that
gotta go
stuff. And it got
around.
to a certain point where it wasn't feeling like it felt with Gianna, where I could tell something was off. Like I'm trying to push, I'm trying to figure out what's what, and it's not working. And so our nanny, she literally just jumps. Our back, guys. We apologize, y'all. We were talking about how hot this African sun is, and it is truly hot. The phone was like, "No, ma'am, no, sir, shut down." But we are back. We are back.
Yes, yes, we are here. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, we wanted to enjoy that African sun, but it didn't work out that time. So. But anyway, yes, I was saying. So I was in the pool, and our nanny, our Dada in Tanzania, shout out to her. She was phenomenal at that time. And it's really like she just automatically, she knew something was off. And so she's in the kitchen and she just starts praying in Swahili. Literally 3 minutes later, Zakaria was out, and she came out healthy, and you delivered her like you delivered Gianna. And the whole situation was amazing. Nothing less of incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing less. And so this is the day where we remember that time, because it was just literally last year around this time.
I'm sorry, I was trying to get the location for this guy. But yeah, it's like I said before at the beginning of the video, you really gotta hold on to the Most High, because even when we first got, or when you first got pregnant, when we first found out that you was pregnant, um, I knew that we was gonna do it by ourselves. I knew it. So it's just like, man, when the Most High tell you something, you really got to trust it and just go with it, because,
Yeah.
of course, there's gonna be stuff that pop up, but you got to know what He told you. So if He's telling you something to do, just hold on and do it, no matter what it looks like. Just hold on and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because we were trying to find, who are we trying to find? We tried to find a friend of the family to attend. We tried to find these other people to attend. And the Most High is like, actually, no, I'm gonna just have it be just you two, and I am going to bring the deliverance that way. And looking back is like, wow, it's really been a year
Yeah.
since that time. So y'all, that's the testimony for today, because Zakaria is 1 years old, and Zakaria in Hebrew is just a rendition of Zakar, which means Yah remembers his covenant. So go forth today in power, knowing that Yah remembers his covenant that he made to you. He remembers his covenant. He remembers his word. He remembers his promise. The question is, do you remember the promise?
Do you know the promise? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this video, to share our testimony and give you guys some tips on what to do, because I know a lot of people, they just, in a way, you have to strategize. You have to know what you're doing. You can't just say, just like our testimony, right? With the baby, we can't just be like, okay, we're about to have a baby. When the time comes, you know, it's gonna be good.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you gotta prepare. You know, so I'm over here watching videos and making sure, if anything happens or anything, make sure everything's good. So you have to prepare. So that's why we're trying to give you guys some tips when you land in Africa, what to do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, you absolutely. That's just foolishness. You can't do anything on this earth without preparation and diligence, and having a spirit of excellence about you. Just like us going into labor, just like you delivering the baby, we had to have knowledge. We had the knowledge. We had the knowledge about health and wellness. We had the vitamins. We knew how to cut the umbilical cord. You have to know all of those intricate details, because it matters. It's life and death. In Africa, the same way. It can be life and death, not necessarily your physical death, but it can be situations that you unnecessarily allow yourself to get into because you don't have knowledge and you didn't seek the right knowledge. So we have some tips for you so that you can have the right knowledge. Where's your phone? Because I'll put it on your phone. So we're talking about the 5 things that you must do, critical things for you to do. These aren't optional. Critical things for you to do after you land in Africa. So this is for the person who has just got off the plane. They're looking out the window. They're so happy. They just probably flew by Egypt and saw the pyramids if they're not going at night. And they're like, wow, maybe they just even saw Kilimanjaro. Now that you've landed in your destination in
Mm-hmm.
Africa, number one, you want to exchange money, your US dollar, to the local currency as soon as possible. Now that's your ministry because numbers and currency and all that stuff, that ain't my ministry. What's wrong, baby G?
Yeah, and this is our first African baby right here. She's 3. She just turned 3.
It's
She's
just been
getting
a
so big.
festive
Yeah. Um,
45 days.
but yeah, as soon as you land, first I would say just take a deep breath, especially if this is your first time coming to the continent, landing here in Africa. Just take a deep breath and then just know man, you got there safe. Like the Most High is good.
Yeah, he's
Like every
excellent.
every time, like every time. I know every time we travel and
Hi,
stuff,
Gigi.
it's like wow.
Talking to
He's
you.
amazing. He's amazing. So after that,
Currency.
yeah. So you get off the plane. You have to exchange um, your money depending because some countries don't have USD. Some countries do, but I'm pretty sure if you have USD, they can exchange it. And after the exchange, and make sure you have an exchange app too, like a converter. Um, so you'll just be prepared, just like we just mentioned. You have to be prepared. So um, after that, what we
No, that was the main
get
thing I
the
wanted you to talk about because that's your ministry. Like, you got to know the currency exchange. You
yeah.
have to exchange your USD before leaving because some people make the mistake. They're just so excited to leave the airport and see Africa, whether it's Ghana, Botswana, Tanzania, Kenya, and they still have the USD. They try and use the USD at the mall. In
Oh yeah,
Africa, they do not use US dollar, y'all.
and
You
and
got to use local
e-
currency.
even if you I'm sorry, she keep pushing me. I'm trying to hold on. Even if you do have a lot of USD, exchange enough so you can at least be comfortable for a week or so, um, just in case you need to go to the mall or something, and then exchange the rest. So just for example, for us, when we left Tanzania, the place that we was going, we knew that they're not going to accept T-shillings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we tried to exchange it to USD, but Tanzania then they had a shortage of USD, so we had to exchange our currency to euro.
Yeah.
So we brought the euro to the country that we was coming to, and
Hmm.
that worked out fine.
And we
Um,
exchanged it. Yeah.
yeah, we exchanged it. Everything worked out. So we had a little bit of yeah. We exchanged all the euro. Um, so even if you have USD, there's going to be places just at malls and stuff where you can exchange it and stuff. But we suggest at the airport. And after you do that, that's when you can go get your SIM card. Make sure you always have an unlocked phone, because if you don't, it's going to be a problem. You're not gonna, you're just going to be on Wi-Fi, and it's best to get an unlocked phone with you, even if
Hmm.
it's not your main phone. You can just get a cheap little phone that's unlocked where you can put any type of SIM card in there. And I suggest get if you're a couple, just get two SIM cards in both of you guys' name. Don't get one because that's just gonna if one if something happens to one, you have another one to depend on too.
Yeah.
So SIM card is very important. After the SIM card and everything that I'm saying is literally right there before you step out um, of the
The airport.
the airport. So everything is very simple. Everything is straightforward. Just make sure you kind of follow people too, because people is going to do the same thing that we're talking. So even if you don't know, even
Hmm.
if it's different language, just be like, what is everybody else doing? So you can kind of follow uh, what people are doing also. What number three?
Yeah, that was good.
What would
Definitely
you
get
say
your
number
SIM
three?
card. That look, because Google Fi and T-Mobile, although they have international, they market themselves to be international. But what they really mean by that is they're international in Western countries. Okay, they didn't account for Africa most of the time. So when you try to use Google Fi, T-Mobile International, we actually came out with T-Mobile International when we
And
had
it was
first
too much.
left
Yeah.
back in. It wasn't even too much. The issue was it didn't work.
Yeah,
It
it
did
didn't
not
work,
even
and
work in Turkey,
it was just
Istanbul.
too much because they want you. They would charge you for like an international fee. They would still charge you for your bill, and I think it was another. It was just like too much.
It didn't work. You
So
couldn't even get the Wi-Fi.
yeah, so it's just best to just get an unlocked phone where you know like that it's at least 4G, um, and you should be good.
Yeah, because and it's not anything bad for T-Mobile and Google Fi, but it really is, y'all. The Earth is not as standardized as it seems and as small as they would like to make you think. All of these countries in Africa, they all use different phone systems. None of them is the same. Going from Tanzania to Kenya, Tanzania to Seychelles, Tanzania to Zambia, let alone the South Africa, West Africa, or North African regions, they all use different systems.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And so, number three, sit and enjoy your Airbnb or hotel. We always recommend inside Dream Life Africa, y'all. We facilitated the movement of hundreds and thousands of
Or
people.
I'll say before that, um, because as soon as you get to after you leave that airport, people's gonna be coming up to you trying to give you a ride and
Oh,
stuff.
that's good. Yeah,
So
that's good.
negotiate with two of them and see what's the best price and make a face like,
To go to the
I don't
Airbnb.
know, I don't know about that. What do you think? And he'd probably do like less or something, but you gotta know how to negotiate, like
Yeah,
really. And outside, get that fresh air,
yeah.
you know, say hallelujah, pray and know exactly, G. And know this is real. Like this is real. So it's just taking me back. It's like, man,
It is a good feeling. It's a great feeling. So, next, number three, you should have already booked your hotel and Airbnb in advance.
it's like
Y'all be just strategizing. Both when we landed in Tanzania, told y'all at the beginning of this, landed in this new country. By the way, if you'd like to know where we are, what we're doing, go ahead and join members only if you'd like to find out. But go ahead, book your Airbnb, book your hotel weeks in advance. Because if you're America or Europe, you're going to have like a 20, 30-hour flight, whatever it is, 10-hour flight if you're traveling within Africa. So you want to already have your Airbnb or hotel booked so you can just tell the taxi driver, tell whoever it is, hey, take me to XYZ place. They're probably already going to know the place. And then you can, when it's
mm-hmm.
already booked.
That's it all in and know it's real. That I mean, it's always the right time to give praise to the Most High, but
Yeah.
when stuff like that happen, you gotta praise Him like no matter what because it's just an awesome feeling to to be traveling in these last days like that and know
Yeah.
that he really has his hand on you to allow you to do it. So I would say
Hey
give
guys,
give
play
praises
downstairs, not up here.
to the Most High.
You
Yeah,
guys
they
see it?
distracted me. They like, man,
Y'all know better. Downstairs.
go.
Or we're not buying new toys today. I'll tell you that.
No,
We
we
need to
not.
listen. You said no, we not.
You always want to buy. Never mind. Not right now. When we leave, okay? Not right now. You understand? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we got the door open today, guys. So
Because it's
they
hot.
just they just walking in and yeah, yeah.
They said we'll just play right here while you're.
Right.
They're funny.
But yeah, what's the next one?
The next one, after your Airbnb hotel, now you're probably going to be like, okay, obviously you're not staying in the Airbnb or hotel forever. So for us, we planned it out in Tanzania and the country we're in now. We want leeway of about 3 weeks. But in both situations, we ended up finding housing faster. So for some people, it takes long, some it takes short, but you already always have Airbnb to fall back on, if you can't find the house. But you want to start to look at the three safest neighborhoods that are in the country that you're in. And you also want them to be outside the main city. Why do you want them to be outside the main city?
because it's cheaper. I would say yeah, because it's cheaper. Maybe the people are probably more humble too,
Yeah.
because they're outside the city. You know, the city, it's busy, busy, busy. Just anywhere you go, it's always busy. They got certain prices in the city, so outside the city, it's cheaper. People are humble.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, you can just live more local. I would definitely say have an open mind too. I would say that's number one. Really, you gotta have an open mind. You can't come thinking that you're on top of the world or you're better than anybody. You know,
Yeah, please don't do that.
just walk like Yahusha because you are under his feet. So you just got to make sure you just be humble and strive to be like Yahusha.
Yeah, be humble for sure. But yeah, find the top three cities that are outside the main city. Like you said, cost of living. If you have a family, you have children, you want it to be like that anyway. Typically, most people that want to raise like children that aren't like the West or aren't like the world, you already want them to be raised in like a secluded, set apart area. You don't want them to look like the city centers. And so, look, you're going to live your best life right outside the city. You can be in proximity. I was listening to somebody yesterday who said they were in Ethiopia and that outside of Addis Ababa
Hmm.
is like mud houses everywhere. And I'm like, that's fantastic. That's great. So you could live right outside of the city and be in close proximity enough to certain hospitals or grocery, whatever you need. You can be in proximity. But when you're at home, you want it to be peaceful. You want there to be locals around. You don't want it to be like a super tourist busy area because that just defeats the point of being in Africa.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and Ricky, he mentioned that too about English. The more you go outside of the city, it's gonna be less English. But there is people that speak English. Don't get
it's
that
true.
wrong. You'll find the right person because they'd be like, oh, he looks different. Let me try to go talk to him. E- Even if they just know how to say hi, how are you? That's a start, and you can figure it out from there.
Yeah, it's good to challenge yourself like that too, to start to learn a little bit of the local language, whatever language that is. Because Africa, if anybody didn't know, if y'all new here, Africa has like, I can't even number it, how many languages exist within Africa. Like
Hmm.
there are so many different languages. And so each region, each country, each tribe, each area you're in is different and they will have the way that they speak. And so it's just going to make you smarter and wiser if you can pick up a few words from the local language. And so, y'all, look, that's pretty much it. So, number one was exchange your money to the local currency ASAP as soon as before you even leave the airport. Number two, get a SIM card before leaving the airport because it's just pointless to try and wait because you just want to have your life be easier. Just do it while you're in the airport. Sit and enjoy your hotel or Airbnb because it should be pre-booked. Ask locals where the affordable places are and what to do, which you kind of already went into that. You're going to
Hmm.
interact with the local community because more than foreigners and expats that you want to group yourself in, locals are going to be able to tell you how to survive better because it's their land. So they know the secret places and little hidden gems that expats don't really know about because most of the time expats are just doing like expat stuff. And so then number five was to identify the three affordable areas outside the city that you can live in because for us, most of our time in Africa has been spent in small cities. We spent some time in Dar es Salaam, but most of our time has been spent in small cities.
They're like
Here, we're not
neighborhoods.
even
Yeah,
in the main city. Like, we visited it and it was like, wow, that's overwhelming.
yeah,
It was like, they busy down there. But I understand. We know some people like that, but people that are like us, you're probably married, you have a couple children, or you're one of those people you already want to be set apart and your goal is to already get outside the city. Or maybe you were raised in an area where you weren't in the inner city. I wasn't raised near the in the inner city. I was raised in like a suburban area just outside the inner city. And so that's just our lifestyle. That's what we enjoy. You may enjoy that as well if you do take our advice.
yeah. And this is just a glimpse of Dream Life Africa. Um, our course that we made from the hundreds of consultations that we have done, you know, we wrote it all in this course. So it'll be so much easier when you're traveling here to the continent. So today, or pretty much, I'm not sure how long,
Yeah, it'll
but
be.
you know, today's a good day because it's just this is the day Yahuwah has made. So we're gonna rejoice and be glad in this day. But we decided to
Yes, we are offering
mm,
a 50% off discount, not just because it's today, but y'all, this month
this month, yeah,
is year 4 in Africa for us.
exactly.
So we're
So
heading into year 5, y'all. This is year 4. August 14th was when we
12.
land. 12th. I thought it was 14th because we were supposed to leave the 12th, but we got delayed.
No, he's supposed to leave the 11.
Really? That's a struggle. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's a testimony in itself.
but yeah, this whole month because we
Oh,
got a lot of
gosh.
things that's coming up also. But we want to give this discount for you guys, 50% off Dream Life Africa because we see what time it is, man. Like y'all see like everything is happening so fast, and we need to really get on it. Like really,
This week alone went by fast. I'm like, how is it Thursday? Like,
yeah.
wasn't
It's
it just
Thursday
Sunday?
already. Just everything with just this week, last week with the the politics, just the world. Put it like that. The world in general. We see that it's coming down to that small window again, or
Mm.
and we're feeling that too. We're really feeling like it's starting to squeeze, where it's this time is not going to be available again. So don't
Mm.
waste it.
That's true because I was just telling you yesterday, somebody in my circle, they had posted something on Instagram. They're like, yeah, I was diagnosed with COVID. And I'm like, y'all remember in the news headlines like 3 weeks ago, they said Biden was diagnosed with COVID before he stepped down. So you're starting to see these little patterns. If you're somebody that can identify patterns, prayerfully you are because that will help you. But if you're starting to see the patterns, they're slowly talking about COVID. And so I just wanted to ask her, I was just like, okay, so what were the symptoms? She was like, yeah, I had a fever and a stuffy nose and I was vomiting, and then they diagnosed me with COVID. And so you just wonder, I guess the flu doesn't exist, that doesn't exist anymore. There's not any other viruses and
Mm,
bacteria that they diagnose other than COVID-19. And so
yeah,
we're not going to go into the details because if you have eyes to see, you understand what's going on.
yeah,
But you can see that pattern starting up very slowly again. So make the right decisions. Make the decisions that you 5 years from now will be thankful for, because we look back 5 years ago and we're like, woo, hallelujah, dodged a bullet.
yeah. Even 2 years, even 1 year, you really got to think because this time is flying so fast. Like it was just the beginning of the year, y'all. Remember that. Now it's
Yeah,
almost the end. Huh. Time
yeah.
flies super fast. So yeah, check the links in the description, y'all. And you gotta say anything else?
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Because we're about to go head out and get some stuff done. I hope to get some soup today and my boba tea.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video.
Oh,
Subscribe to the channel if you
gosh.
haven't subscribed. Leave us a comment and let us know if you're thinking about moving to Africa soon, because it's time is like it's squeezing. Like it
Mm,
really is. Like I don't know if y'all can feel it, but I know I can feel it. It's like, man, this is about to happen again. It's about to happen again.
mm,
So just don't be left behind, please. That's all we ask.
please.
So shalom, guys.
Shalom.